So I've recently been getting quite a bit of interest in a product that the team built. It's basically a Claude MCP connected to enriched support data. So let me just show you what this does. So for example, you're a support leader, you care about what's happening in your organization. You ask questions like, how's customer satisfaction this week compared to the last? So this is some demo data that we created of a fictitious company called American Airways. And you see that Claude is able to pull the enriched data and give you things like what's happening this week versus last week. It's able to tell you what exactly is causing negative sentiment. It could be, for example, seat assignment issues, refund issues, baggage problems. It's able to show you actual tickets for each category. That's category of complaints, and it's also able to chart things out. But this is static data, so let me just show you. For example, let's just start a new chat, right? How's customer sentiment this week compared to the last? And basically what's happening is that Claude is pulling data and analyzing data from the backend API, or they call it MCP, Model Context Protocol, and then bringing that data together to provide this answer. And what we do is that we take support data, enrich it with things like sentiment, initial sentiment, ending sentiment, reason for contact, why did people contact you. We also enrich it with things like customer effort. You can enrich it with things like was there a resolution? So basically anything that you can think about to enrich your tickets, which your help desk doesn't naturally have, you can enrich it. And then when you do the analysis, you get better outputs. So we see that this week, there were 17 tickets which started with an initial sentiment of 80%, but ended with a positive sentiment. What does it mean that sentiment ended positively? And show me examples. And what we'll be able to do then is to explain, okay, it just means that a customer when they contacted support, they were frustrated, but they left feeling good. And so actually the agent turned it around, and that is a good reflection of the support organization. And so it pulls out tickets and gives some real examples. Why were customers contacting this week? What was driving contact? How is it different from last week? Chart out the differences. And you let Claude do its work. So some people ask, why not connect Claude directly to the help desk? And I actually tried that, connecting Claude directly to the help desk, and I realized that when you connect it directly to the help desk, not only does it have to do more API calls because he has to call multiple tickets that has not been processed and aggregated. He has to do the analysis itself. And then the output is also not as good as calling from data that has been pre-enriched with various signals. All right, so we see that here it mentions that people were contacting about seat assignment, and it was about travel and travel documentation and access and loyalty status. And we see that the biggest spike was with regards to baggage, and the biggest drop was on travel documentation, because you can dig deeper into the data. So this is something that people has been recently been more interested in. If you're interested in checking it out yourself, let me know. I can get you set up. Thanks.